Hey everybody, it's yours truly, Chicken Nugget King 586 here in the mix with a brand new video, and you are watching a special episode of the Chicken Nugget King 586 Sports Podcast Show. Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Lions have made it to the NFC Championship game. For the first time since 1991. And the last time we've played in an NFC Championship game, it was against the Washington Redskins. We all know the outcome out of that one. And we all know it was way before the Washington Commanders existed. But this is a huge moment for the city of Detroit. To make it this far for 30-something years later, it is a beautiful feeling to see this moment, and it's a beautiful feeling for every fan that is a diehard Lions fan, including myself. I get goosebumps thinking about NFC Championship, Detroit Lions in the same sentence. I get so pumped and rejuvenated about seeing this team have one step, and I mean one step away from going to the Super Bowl. I understand a lot of you may, have your opinions on the team and say that this team can't do this, they can't do that. Well, they beat in the LA Rams. They beat in the Tampa Bay Bucks. Now they're playing against the San Francisco 49ers, a team that they haven't seen in 3 years. The last time San Fran came to Detroit was week 1, and it was Jared Goff's debut as a Detroit Lion, and as well Dan Campbell's. Fast forward 3 years later, we're playing against them in the NFC Championship game, where the stakes is high, where it's all for a chance to go to the big dance. At 6:30, we're going to see who's going to be the last team standing to represent the NFC live in Las Vegas at Super Bowl 58. And to me, I feel like we're going to be the last team standing to represent the NFC. I feel that running through my blood and my veins right now, that we will be that last team that will represent the NFC and walk into the Super Bowl and play against whomever it is, whether if it's the Chiefs, whether if it's the Baltimore Ravens, by the way, are hosting a AFC Championship game for the first time in 53 years in Baltimore. Shout out B-More. You're a hell of a city, and you got a hell of a franchise over there. And big shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. You're in the AFC Championship game. You have 3 Super Bowls to your resume. But it's a new time zone. It's a different age. It's a different breed of hustlers that are on the horizon when it comes to the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. If you look at the tail of the tape between the two teams of the Detroit Lions, one team has 5 Super Bowls and has made it to 19 consecutive NFC Championship games, versus a team who has 2, but broken a lot of records in the postseason so far. Deebo Samuel, if I'm not mistaken, from a while back or so, was announced that he could be 50-50 for this game. I see that as a smokescreen for the Lions. They want the Lions to keep their focus on Deebo Samuel so that way they can have the upper hand and the advantage to beat the Detroit Lions offensively. Without Deebo Samuel, the 49ers have nothing left but George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Jawan Jennings, and you guessed it, McCown. Their defense over there, and the 49ers, it's a lot different from the last time we played them in week 1. And our offensive line is a lot different than when they last seen us from week 1. But now, things have shaped up and look totally different from the last time we've competed. Two teams match up pretty well. This team and that team matches up really, really well in a big game like this. If Deebo Samuel's out, Brock Purdy, all he will have left is George Kittle, Jawan Jennings, McCown, Christian McCaffrey, and that's about it. No Deebo Samuel there to show up to play. But I expect Deebo Samuel to be there. Why? Because I want two teams to have a full, healthy, competitive game. I mean, think about it. This is the NFC Championship game. One game, one step away from the big dance, okay? One step away from the big dance. One opportunity that you got to go out there and seize and take advantage of. Regardless if it's us, regardless if it's them, we have to go out there and compete and play our best football. Because Dan Campbell is going to let these guys know to be disciplined, to be focused, and to be ready for this game. Do not pay attention to the smoke screens and the checkers that the 49ers are playing with you. Because they're not trying to play chess. Their thing is, let's play checkers. Let's do that. That's not the game that Dan Campbell wants to play with Kyle Shanahan. No. Dan Campbell wants to play chess. Dan Campbell wants to see his boys play extremely better than the 49ers. And I'm not going to lie. There's going to be moments and times where both teams are not going to be perfect. Because there's going to be mistakes along the way in this game. Especially when it comes down to fourth quarter. Saturday. Let me take you down memory lane. Saturday, the San Francisco 49ers were playing against a young Green Bay Packer team who they thought, many 49er fans thought, that they were going to railroad and have an easy autopilot to the NFC Championship game. Well, boy, they thought wrong. Boy, did they think wrong. 4.5 quarters. Green Bay were looking like the better team in that game. Aaron Jones had 108 yards? Shit, he could have went for over 108 yards in that game. The way that 49ers was missing assignments, missing tackles, not understanding where if Aaron Jones was going to go left, go right, go middle, have screens where he can have an open seam down the field and get to the end zone. They didn't know what to do. They didn't even know what to expect when they were playing against the Green Bay Packers. They literally thought that the Green Bay Packers were going to lay down and let things happen and let it ride. But they didn't. They didn't. If Carlson would have made that field goal, if Jordan Love would have not made that throw, should I say, it'd be a whole different game. 49ers would have been eliminated. Better yet, if we're going to talk about field goals, Jake Moody missed a field goal in that game, but bounced back later on in that game. See, Carlson had one shot to put the Packers over the hump and make Brock Purdy feel the pressure to take his team down the field with CMC in the backfield. The pressure was all on Purdy if that field goal was made. And on top of that, if Purdy didn't get this team down the field and didn't have Christian McCaffrey to walk in the end zone, there's no 49ers win. There's overtime, 24-24, where the 49ers are going to be tired out, and the Packers are going to try to take advantage of it. With them being the 7th seed, they put up a hell of a fight against this exact top 5 defense that everybody was speaking of. A team that was the number 1 seed. Oh, we're the number 1 seed. Well, that game, you didn't look like a number 1 seed. You didn't dominate like you expected. Because you were sweating bullets about losing to a 7 seed team. Now here we are. We know what the Lions did against the Tampa Bay Bucks. We held our ground. We stayed poised and held our ground and finished the game in fourth quarter. AG's play calling defensively was great in that game. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he's a man of his word. He got the pick, threw the ball right to Baker Mayfield and said, hey, my man, don't ever underestimate me. I can make big plays when it matters too, just like Derek Barnes did at the end of that game, to send the Detroit Lions to an NFC championship game. So, my thoughts on Deebo Samuel being out. The 49ers are going to need Deebo. They're going to need Deebo. We know what the Lions want. We know what the Lions would expect from their guys. We know that. Me and you, we know that. We want Khalif Raymond to play. We want James Houston to play. We want stellar players to play because this is the biggest moment of them all in the city of Detroit. Jonah Jackson's out, but you need guys who can step up and block for Jared Goff. Knowing that Jared Goff has played against the 49ers twice before playing for the Rams. But with the 49ers, they want Deebo Samuel to play this game. And if he cannot play this game, they're going to be in trouble against us. Because all you have to do is stop CMC and put the pressure on Purdy to be uncomfortable to make the throws that he wants to make in this game. That's the defense's job. That's the Detroit Lions defense's job. But the offensive job is to not pray, but protect Jared Goff in this game. Jared Goff knows what it's like to play at Santa Clara. He knows what it's like to, go against the 49ers. What 49ers fans was telling me on Twitter? Oh, well, Chicken Nugget, Jared Goff is 3-6. You want to know who else has worse records against teams of that sort? I'm going to go off the rails with this. LeBron James. He's 4-6 in the NBA Finals. But does that stop him from succeeding? No. It's the same freaking thing for Jared Goff. He's 3-6 against you, but it doesn't stop him from succeeding against you, like he's done against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a leader. He's a one of one. You don't compare him to Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy hasn't been in an NFC championship game until now. The last time he was in an NFC championship game, because he didn't play, you had Christian McCaffrey playing RB and quarterback, and that did not go well. But when you look at a guy like Jared Goff, who has multiple playoff wins and great success as a winner and as a leader, anything is possible for him. He's willing to put the Lions at the top of the mountain. He's willing to do what no Lions quarterback has ever done. And that is to bring a Super Bowl championship to the city of Detroit. That's his main goal. That's his main focus right now. So if you want to play comparison, Brock Purdy hasn't played an NFC championship game. Brock Purdy hasn't felt this kind of pressure ever in his career. I mean, for crying out loud, the guy played at Iowa State and is a 7th round pick. Mr. Irrelevant at that compared to a former number 1 pick. Jared Goff has multiple playoff wins from the Rams to the Lions. 2 NFC Championship appearances and possibly another Super Bowl appearance. He's fighting for that right now. He's really fighting for a chance to get to the big dance. Aiden Hutchinson, right after the game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, let the reporter know, like, hey, we're going to have fun. We're going to soak this all in for right now. But we have a big task at hand. We have San Fran that's next on the menu. We have unfinished business to attend to. We have a chance at immortality. We have a chance to beat a team who's been to 19 consecutive and have 5 Super Bowl titles, along with Hall of Famers like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. I mean, in the words of Everything King, I wouldn't have it any other way to compete with the best. I wouldn't have it any other way to shit talk with the best. Because there's back and forth between 49er fans and us. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love this type of atmosphere. This is what every single NFL fan dreams of. Is to be in an AFC, NFC championship game competing to see who's the best and who is the better team in that exact game. And you want to know who will be that exact better team in that game? Will be the better team in that game. The 49ers been there. They done that. They have chance after chance. Chance after chance to pull it off and get the job done. But like I said before in this video, there's a new horizon. There's a new breed. There's a new hustler coming to town. And that's the Detroit Lions, man. Our running game is impressive. Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner. I'm going to let you know this right now. Jahmyr Gibbs is not Aaron Jones. Jahmyr Gibbs, if you give him the ball with a full-time run, he's going to make a full-time play against you. So don't take that for granted. Do not take that for granted. 49er fans, if you don't know about Jahmyr Gibbs, look up his highlights. The boy is fast. It's going to be hard for those guys like Ambry Thomas, Logan Ryan, as again, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Javon Kinlaw, Vernon Hargrave, all those guys. It's going to be hard for them to contain a guy with that kind of speed, that roadrunner speed like Jahmyr Gibbs. It's going to be hard for them to do. Because if you let Jahmyr Gibbs get 13, maybe 14 carries, you're going to have a long game. All the Lions have to do is protect well and play well and run the game well, you know what I'm saying, and take themselves to a higher level. We're ready for this moment. We're not going to let this slip. We're not going to let Cleet Blakeman come and ruin that for us. No screw jobs here, okay? No screw jobs. Just clean football between two teams. And we're going to see who wants it more. We are. We're going to see who wants it more. We're going to see who has what it takes to get it done when it matters most. We're going to see that. And by the way, big shout out to Zach Ertz for signing with us, man. That guy wants another ring. He's a Philadelphia Eagle legend. For crying out loud, the guy literally played with the Arizona Cardinals The Arizona Cardinals, which the San Francisco 49ers have played twice every year in their division. The last thing they want on their plate is Zach Ertz going off the same way that Sam Laporta will go off on them. That's the last thing on their list that they can wish of. So Detroit, you guys got to be fired up. I'm fired up. I'm going to be at the watch party. Ford Field, you guys got to turn it up a notch, man. This is the biggest moment in Detroit history. We've witnessed the Detroit Pistons win 3 NBA championships. We've witnessed the Stanley Cup winning 11-time winner Detroit Red Wings win it all. And we all know about the Tigers. The Tigers got a great history and success of winning. But to think that the Detroit Lions have a chance at immortality live against the San Francisco 49ers and go in there and win, man, it's priceless to see. It's priceless that the people would want it. America wants it. Rich Eisen wants it. He said everything that I wanted to know for this game on Twitter. I watched the 8-minute video. You should yourself. Everybody's buzzing about this team. You saw the results on NBC. You know, many viewers, they want to see a beautiful underdog story become a Cinderella story, the one that people will never ever forget. From the young talent that are rookies, like Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, Antoine Green, those guys are studs. And they waited their whole lives for this. And I'll be damned if they let this slip out of their fingers. I'll be damned if they do. This is a whole different team that you're playing against, okay? A whole different team. This isn't the same old Lions, okay? It's not. It's the brand new Lions. 49er fans, there is no such thing as a barbecue against this team. There's no such thing as that. This is going to be a close game. This is going to be the one game where the Lions take a chance and beat you and take that baton and go ahead and play in Las Vegas, regardless if it's the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson, with how talented he is, or with Patrick Mahomes being the Tom Brady reincarnated player that he is. That's what this is all about. The writing is on the wall. The stars are in line for Detroit to succeed, man. If you want it, come and get it. We ain't running from you. We ain't hiding from you. We want all the smoke with your ass. With or without Debo, we want it all. Come bring it, because we'll be at your front porch. We'll be waiting for you. I'm ready, man. I'm pumped. I'm gamed. I'm excited about this moment, man. I'm letting it all soak in. I'm going to remain calm. I'm going to save my voice for the game. But I'm soaking it all in, man. I'm enjoying this, man. Brad Holmes. That front office has made me proud as a Lions fan. So far, so good. But we ain't done yet, man. We're not done yet. We're going to keep on dancing. The Detroit way. So get used to it. Stephen A. Smith, my man, 150 grand. The comments about the city of Detroit has me like unbothered. Because this city, man, if you look at the city, it's a special place with special people. This is a blue-collar town. Outside of it, it has something to offer. There's places that you can go to and, chase your dreams and live your life at. Yeah, downtown is a beautiful view. But when you walk into downtown and you see Greektown Casino and you see MGM Grand and you see Motor City Casino and you see Little Caesars Arena, you see Comerica Park, you see Ford Field. That's what you think about when you walk into downtown Detroit. You think about sports. You think about the history. You think about the people. You think about the fandom that is born here, raised here, and staying here. That's what you think about, man. That's what you think about. So when it comes to the city, man, don't speak on a city that's lifted itself up. We're not trying to lift ourselves down. We're trying to lift ourselves up. Better spirits than ever before. Either you're with us or you're not. If you're with us, bravo. But if you're not, stay the way the hell from here. Stay the hell away from here if you're not. We've seen Pat McAfee, who's a hell of a great punter, literally put respect on Detroit's name. He sees potential in this team. He does. Regardless if it's from the linebacking core, defensive line, secondary room with Kirby Joseph, and many more, through the coaching staff, through the fans, through the city, he sees potential, and it's growing and growing and growing. And by the way, this guy right here, Barry Sanders, we're going to win this for him. Pure luck, baby. Pure luck. We're going to do this for him. We're going to do this for Billy Sims. We're going to do this for Jason Hanson. We're going to do this for all the Lions legends that have played here, stayed here, and been loyal to this franchise. That's what we're doing this for, man. Don't count us out. Count us in. With that being said, this is your boy Chicken Nugget King. Oh, and by the way, before anybody thinks I don't know about the 11-man personnel in this game, it is an 11-man personnel type of game. There's no I in team when it comes to the NFL. Everyone has to step up. Everyone, man. Khalif Raymond could be out for this game, but someone's going to step up for him. It's the next man up. Same goes to the San Francisco 49ers. If Debo's out, next man up. There's no I in team. There's no I in team between two teams when it's 11-man personnel on the field. So with that being said, I'm your host, Chicken Nugget King, 586, here in the mix with a special episode that you can enjoy. The Chicken Nugget King 586 Sports Podcast Show. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'm at 145 subscribers. Keep showing love. I'm going to need that love and enjoy the journey and be a part of the process that this show is going, because we're going to take off and see big things. We're going to take off and see higher expectations than ever before. Tell a friend to tell a friend and holla at your boy Chicken Nugget. I'm out. Yeah.